Hello students, I am Harshila Datte, Senior Lecturer of Department of Computer Engineering. In this video lecture, I am going to teach you the last internal sorting technique, that is quicksort. In previous video lectures, we have seen up till now 4 internal sorting technique: bubble, selection and insertion sort, good for the small array, and radix sort, good for the large size of array. But radix sort having the more space complexity. That's why quicksort is the algorithm which is going to be used in the large size of array having the less space complexity. So we will see the unit outcomes related to these topics are: after learning this unit, you should write the algorithm to sort the data using quicksort method. Also, you should explain the working of quicksort method step by step with an example. The learning outcomes of this video are: after this video lecture, you should understand the sorting definition, concept of quicksort, working of quicksort, example of quicksort, time complexity of quicksort, advantages of quicksort, and disadvantages of quicksort, as well as, since this is the last sorting technique of your syllabus, we compare all the internal sorting techniques based on their time complexity, and we will analyze it and find the best sorting algorithm for performing the sorting. So, what is sorting? It is the process of arranging the element of an array in some logical order. If the array having numeric data, then it will be a ascending or descending. But if your array having the character data, then it will be a alphabetic. So, these are the 5 internal sorting technique: bubble and selection sort, also known as the exchange sort based on swapping. The slower algorithms used for the small size of array. Next sorting technique is the insertion sort. It is based on the insert and shift operation. It has a less time complexity as compared to bubble and selection, but it cannot be used for the large size of array. It is insufficient for the large size of array. So next is a radix sort. It has a less time complexity as compared to bubble, selection and insertion sort, as well as it can be easily applied on the large size of array, but it has a one disadvantage of space complexity. It requires more space to store the buckets. So next is a technique is a quicksort. It is a recursive algorithm. Quicksort is a, so in this it is purely based on the partition and exchange sort. Quicksort is highly efficient sorting algorithm. It is based on the partitioning of the array into a smaller array. We divide in each pass we divide the array. In first pass we divide the array into two parts. In second pass these two array is divided again into two parts, means total 4 sub arrays are generated. We are continuing this process until each sub array having only the one element. Why? Because the array having only one element is always sorted. So this is what, how we partition the array. It is based on one value, say it is a pivot. So pi, at the end of each pass we finalize the value of the pivot, finalize the location of the pivot element and divided array into the two parts. In first part all the elements are present are which are less than the pivot element, and in second part second array contains all the elements that are greater than the pivot element. For example, let us take example. This is the array of size 8. Index values are from 0 to 7. So pivot is always the zeroth element. So what is zeroth index? Here 8. So your pivot element is the 8. So we finalize 8 after end of the pass one. How? So after performing the sorting, what will be output of this sum? It will be 1, 2, 4, 8, then 20, 34, 44 and 67. So af- after arranging it in the ascending order, 8 will be at what third location. So after pass 1, 8 will become at the third position, and all the elements less than the pivot, less than the 8, that is 1, 2 and 4 will come at one side, and all the elements greater or equal to the pivot, that is 34, 67, 44 and 20 comes to the another array. See, but how this will happen? let us understand first the algorithm of the quicksort. So this is the algorithm. This is a shortcut for the algorithm. This is the 8-step algorithm. I will use the shortcut till for you within the 3 steps only. So we will first see whole algorithm of 8 steps. The step 1, we first perform the initialization. Step 1 is the initialization. This is the initialization step, this is the adjustment step, and this is the swapping step. So first step 1 is the initialization. We initialize the 0th element as a pivot. In shortcut, we denote the pivot as a star. You can take any symbol, but I am taking the star. So initialize 0th element as a pivot and the next element of the pivot. Of course, after 0th element, there is a first element. So we denote first element as a and we denote last element as a B. Why last? N minus 1 is the last element. If we are having the array of size 10, so N is number of element in a array. So in size 10, number of elements are 10. So 10 minus 1, 9. So B is always at the last position. Pivot is at 0th location and A is at first location. Next step is adjustment. You should adjust the A such as A should have the element greater than or equal to pivot and B should have the element less than the pivot. After adjustment, we are doing the swapping. But before swapping, we have to check one condition. After adjusting, if A and B indicators are not cross or at the same position, then we swap the A and B. Are not cross or not at the same position, then we swap the element A and B. See, if A and B are equal or cross, means what in else part A or B are not equal and not cross, then we swap A and B. And repeat again step number 2. See, step number 2 and 3 continuously repeated until A and B are equal or cross. So whenever they are equal or at cross, we swap the pivot element with the B. We swap the B and pivot. I denote the pivot with the star, asterisk. So whenever you perform this step, whenever you swap the pivot, your pass is end. So whenever you swap the pivot, you divide the list in with on the basis of the pivot. So one list having all the elements smaller than the pivot and another list having all the elements greater than the pivot. See in step 6, after swapping the pivot, we get two subarray. First subarray contains the elements less than the pivot, whereas second subarray contains elements greater than the or equal to the pivot element. We are repeating all the step 1 to 6 for each subarray until each subarray having only one element. I told you we are continuing this process until each list having only the one element. Why? Because one element is always sorted. And this is the shortcut. First part, initialization part, A, B and pivot. Second, A pivot should be 0th element, A will be first and B will be last, that is n minus 1. Then we adjust such as A should have the value greater than or equal to pivot and B location should have value less than the pivot. And then we are checking. If A and B are not equal and not cross, then we swap A and B until we perform this, until they are coming at the same position or cross. So let us understand it with help of the example. Take an example array having size 8, having the element 8, 34, 2, 67, 44, 1, 20 and 4. This is a shortcut for you. So step 1 is the initialization part. So in pass 1, I write all the element with their index value 0 to 7. So where is the pivot? You denote the pivot at the 0th location. So now your 8 is the pivot. A, now we initialize the A. A is at the first location. So what is the A? A is the 34 and B is the last position, that is 4. So this is what the first part. First step is the initialization. 0th as a pivot, first as a and last as a B. After initialization, we are adjusting. Now see, whenever we adjusting, A should be go here only, means what? At right side, and B should be go at left side only. A should be go at the right side and B should be go at the left side. So adjustment. A should always what? It should be greater or equal to pivot. So what is present at the A 34? And what is our pivot 8? Is 34 is greater than the pivot? Is 34 is greater than the 8? Yes. So A is already adjusted. Now we are going to adjust the B. B should be less than the pivot. What is B? 4. What is pivot? 8. Is B is less than pivot? Is 4 is less than pivot? 8? Yes. So at B is also adjusted. After adjusting, we are doing this operation. Is A or B are equal? Is it at the same position? No. Or there is or condition, so we have to check this only. Are they cross? Cross means what? B should be at left side and A should be at right side. Is it? No. A is at left side and B is at right side. So they are also not cross, even not equal. So we swap what? A and B. So after swapping A and B, we get A will come at 7th position, means 34 will come at the 7th location and B will come at the first location. A's location means 4 is come at the A's location. So what you get the list 8, 4, correct? 2, 67, 44, 120 and 34. Again we make the markers of pivot A and B at the same location. What is a pivot at 0th? A as first and B at the last. Okay. Again we perform the operation of adjusting. Why we adjust A and B? Because we have not swapped pivot until. That's why we again perform the adjustment. A should be greater than pivot. What is present at the A? 4. Is it greater than pivot? 4 is greater than 8? No. A will shift here. I told you that A will be shifting at the right side. So now A is 2. Is it greater than? We have to find the A such that it should be greater than. 4 is not greater than 8. 2 is not greater than 8. 67 is greater than 8. So A will come at the 67 location. We delete the previous location of the A. Now I am going to adjust the B. B should be what? Less than pivot. What is our pivot? 8. Is 34 is less than pivot? No. Is 20 is less than 8? No. Is 1 is less than 8? Yes. So B should be come at the, I told you B is going to the left side. So B will come to the this location. I delete the previous location. Now after adjusting A and B, we again check. Are they equal? A and B are at equal position? No. Are they cross? B is at left side and A is at right side? No. A is at left side, B is at right side. So what you do? You will swap A and B. So after swapping A and B, what you get? Tell me. You will get 8, 4, 2, then 1, then 44, 67, 20 and 34. Since we have not swapped pivot yet, our pivot it is 8. We are continuing this pass to the next slide. Now in this list, since pass 1 is not completed, in this list we again mark A, B and pivot. So pivot is a 8. We preserve the position of A and B. A is at 1 and B is at 67. After initialization, we again adjust A and B. A should be greater than pivot. So A is having 1. 1 is greater than 8? No. 44 is greater than 8? Yes. So we will put A at the 44 and delete the previous values of A. And again we adjust the B. B should be greater than the pivot. So B should be lesser than the pivot. So B is having 67. Is it less than 8? No. 44 is less than 8? No. 1 is less than 8? Yes. So we will now adjust B at the 1 and delete the previous B. After adjusting A and B, we again check. Are they equal A and B? No. Are they cross? Yes. Now see, B is at left side and A is at right side. So they are cross. So we swap now pivot. So pivot is 8. So we swap the pivot with the B. So what is element present at the B? It is 1. So we swap 8 and 1. So we get the new list 1, 4, 2, 8, 44, 67, 20 and 34. See, after swapping the pivot 8 is now sorted. and we get the two lists. That one list having the values 142, of course this is unsorted list, and another list having 44, 67, 20 and 34. This is the end of pass 1. Why? Because in pass 1 there is a one pivot element 8 and we are swapping the pivot. So position of the pivot element 8 is finalized now and we have two lists, 142 one list and another list is 44, 67, 20 and 34. Let us start the second pass. In second pass, we will not consider the 8 since 8 is now sorted. So we will consider, since there are two lists, we have two pivots. In left side of list 142, the zeroth element is the 1. So this is a pivot, and in this second list 44 is a pivot. Which one is the zeroth element? These are now two separate individual lists. So there are two pivots. If there are four lists, we have the four pivots. Okay. So in first list, we should initialize A and B also. What is A? A should be indicated after the pivot element. So what will be the A in the left side of list? It will be the 4. What will be B? B is the last element of the list. So in 142 list, 2 is at last position. So B will be pointed at the 2. Okay. Same for the second list. In second list, pivot is 44. The next element of the pivot is 67. So we will put here A. And the last element is 34. So we will put here B. So this is what the initialization part. After initialization, we are doing the parallel. This is a recursive algorithm. So after initialization, let us consider the left side of list, 142 list. We adjust the A and B. A should be greater than pivot element. A is what? 4. Is it greater than pivot? Is it greater than 1? Yes. So we will keep A here only. B should be less than the pivot. Is it less than the pivot? B is 2. Is it less than the pivot? No. So we will put B here. 4 is less than 1? No. We come here. 1 is less than 1? No. 1 is not less than 1. But where B will go? B is always going to the left side and list is ended here. So we will keep B at the 1 only and delete the previous B. This is the adjustment of the A and B in the first list. Now we will adjust the A and B in a second list. So A should be greater than the pivot. Is it? Pivot is 44. Is it greater than the pivot? A? Yes. B should be less than pivot. Is it? Yes. B is having the 34. It is less than the pivot. So after adjusting A and B in first array, we see are A and B are cross or at same position. Yes, A and B are cross. B is at left side, A is at right side. So if they are cross, we come swap the pivot with B. So pivot and B is only the one. So we swap one with one only. So after swapping, we get only one list because there is no element than less element than the pivot element. So we get only one list having the 4 2 in one list. And here A and B are cross? No. A and B are at equal position? No. So we will swap A and B. Since in this second array 44 is not swapped, so we are continuing with the second list again. So after swapping we will get 44, 34, 20, 67 and 44, 34, 20 and 67. See? And in this part we swap it one by one only pivot would be. So one is now pink means one is sorted. 8 is also sorted. So here is one, we get one list 4 and 2. But here we have to do further because 44 is not get finalized yet. I told you that in pass 1 we have only one pivot number. In pass 2 we have two pivot numbers. So we have to think about both pivot numbers. So again we mark pivot A and B. Again. We are again adjusting the A and B. We are adjusting A and B till we get this. A and B are equal or cross. So A should be greater than pivot. Is it? 34 is greater than 44? No. 20 is greater than 44? No. 67 is greater than 44? Yes. So we will put the A to the 67 and delete the previous A. Now we adjust the B. B should be less than pivot. 67 is less than pivot 44? No. 20 is less than pivot? Yes, 20 is less than 44. So new B is a 20. We delete the previous B. So now we adjust the A and B such that A is greater than the pivot C 67 and B is less than pivot C 20. Now we check. Are they same? No. Are they cross? Yes. B is at left side, A is at right side. So whenever they are cross, we swap pivot and B, and our pivot the partition your list into two parts. See, so after swapping pivot and B, what is pivot? 44. What is B? 20. So you will get 20, 34, 44, and 44 is sorted. Always pivot is sorted. So finalization of the pivot element is this position, second last position. So whatever you see in a pink color, these are sorted. 1 is sorted, 8 is sorted, and 44 is sorted. How many lists you have at the end of the past loop? You have 3 unsorted lists. One list having 4 to, second is list having 20 and 34, and third is list having 67. As I told you, we are dividing the list into the parts until each list having the one element, because one element is always sorted. So among these three lists, 4 to 20 and 34 and 67, 67 list is a sorted. Why? Because there is only one element. Now we have only two lists, 4 to and 20 and 34. So we will in past two or sorry in past three we will continue with these two lists, 4 to list 1 and list 2 is 20 and 34. See, now see. In 4 to list, we initialize pivot A and B, and in 20 and 34, we again initialize pivot A and B. Now see, in 4 and 2, in this list only there are two elements. The zeroth element is the pivot, so 4 is the pivot. The element next after the pivot is the A. So 2 sorry next thing is a find the pivot of the second list. In second list there are again two elements, 20 and 34. So first element, zeroth element is the pivot. So here pivot is a 20. So we initialize the pivot. In first list we have the pivot 4, in second list we have the pivot 20. Now we are adjusting A and B. In first list, since there are only two elements 4 and 2, so after pivot the A is pointed at the element which is after the pivot. So if 4 is the pivot, the next element is what? 2. So 2 will be the A. And where will be we point to B? B is always the last element. If you see in this list there are only two elements. So 4 and 2. So 2 is the last element of that list. So B, we also pointed B to the 2 only. Understand? Same. In this list, there is again two elements where we indicate the A. A is the next to the pivot. So A will be 34. But in this list, there is a last element is 34. So we point the B to the 34 only. So this is the initialization part of A and B. After initialization, most of the students do what? They see that A and B are at same position and they swap the pivot and B. But they forget to perform the second step. After initialization, you have to perform this second step. Second step is what? You should adjust the A and B. Now see, in this list, in 4 to list, we adjust the A such as A should be greater than pivot. So, what is pivot 4? A should be greater than. 2 is greater than pivot? No. But we can't go here because in this list having the only two elements. So we keep A here only. Now we adjust B. B should be less than pivot. So what is B? 2. Is it less than pivot? Is it 2 is less than 4? Yes. So we will keep B here only. So this is the adjustment of A and B of this list. Now we adjust here. A should be greater than pivot. What is A? 34. What is pivot? 20. Is it greater? Is 34 is greater than pivot? Yes. So we will adjust the A to 34 only. Now we adjust the B. B is at having the 34. B should be less than the pivot. What is pivot? 20. What is B? 34. Is it less than the 20? 34 is less than 20? No. So we will adjust, change the position B to here. B, I told you B is always goes to the left side. So B will come here again. Is B is less than 20? No. 20 is not less than 20. 20 equal to 20, but 20 is not less than 20. Equal part is here, see. So, but there is an end of the list. There is no element here. So, we keep the B here only. So, new value of B is 20. Now, this is the adjustment of both A and B of this list. After adjustment, we will check. In first list, A and B are at same position. So, we swap pivot with B. In second list, A and B are cross. So again we swap the 20 with the pivot with the B, means 20 with the 20, and here we swap 4 and 20, pivot and B, okay. So you will get 1, 2, 4, 8, 20 is again swap with itself, so 20, then 34, then 44, then 67. If you see carefully, we got how many lists after the swapping pivot 4 and 20? We get 2 unsorted lists. Now we have 3 unsorted lists, 2, 34 and 67. And all the list unsorted list having only one element, means this array is sorted. See, order is 1, 2, 4, 8, 20, 34, 44, 67. So how many passes you required with the quick sort for this array to sort? 3 passes. Whenever I start this example, I told you that since the array size is of 8, so how many passes you require? If you use bubble selection and insertion, you will require 7 passes. If you go for the radix sort, you will require only 2 passes, because radix sort passes are depend on the number of digits in the largest number, and largest number is 67. So you will require only 2 passes. But radix sort have the more space complexity. That's why quick sort is the best than the radix sort in terms of space. Whenever you apply the quick sort and on this example, you require only 3 passes and no extra space is needed. So quick sort is the most efficient sorting method. So our sorted list is 1, 2, 4, 8, 20, 34, 44 and 67. The time complexity of the quick sort is base and average case is same, n log n, but the worst case time complexity of the quick sort is the O of n square. This is only the one disadvantage of with the quick sort. The worst case, if there is a worst case input, we require the maximum comparison, that is O of n square. The advantages, its average case time complexity to sort the array of n element is n log n. So on average, it runs very faster, even faster than the merge sort. It requires no additional memory, such as radix sort. Radix sort requires the additional memory, but quick sort doesn't require the additional memory. So still there is a one disadvantage is what? Its worst case running time is O of n square to sort an array of n element. So for worst case input, it is not good. It has a more time complexity as compared to radix, where in radix all the complexities are n log n. Okay. So since all the sorting techniques are completed, this is a time complexity comparison chart of all sorting techniques. Bubble selection and insertion are efficient for the small size of array, whereas radix and quick sorts are efficient for the large size of array. Bubble and selection are very slow. You can see the best is O of n, but average and worst is O of n square. Whereas insertion sort is more faster, it has less time complexity as compared to bubble and selection. See, in average input, it also gives the O of n instead of O and n square. But insertion sort is not suitable for the large size of array. For larger size of array, we have two options, radix sort and quick sort. If we consider only the time complexity, then radix sort is fastest sorting technique, because you if you give any input, base, average or worst, you require only this time n log n. So radix sort is as considering the space complexity, it is the fastest, but as considering the space complexity, it requires more space than any other algorithm, than bubble sort, selection sort, insertion sort, quick sort. Why? Because all these four sorting methods, bubble, selection, insertion and quick sort, are the in-place sort. We do not require extra memory for sorting, but in radix sort we require extra memory to store the buckets. As I told you, in radix sort, if your data is numeric, we require 9 buckets space, and for alphabet or character data, we require 26 bucket space. So in quick sort is a having less space complexity of one only one, as well as it has a base it has a base and average time complexity of n log n like radix. Only the for worst case input it has a time complexity O of n square. So whatever you learn till now, quicksort is the best and efficient algorithm for array sorting of array. Thank you.